Don't even think about skipping. This story drags you down into the deepest trench o' Earth, where something ancient has awakened. If you're a fan of survival horror, giant sea monsters, and tales that make you fear the ocean, you need to watch this video until the very end. Your pulse will rise, your breath will hitch, and you won't be able to look away. Chapter 1. The Dive. They said it was the opportunity of a lifetime. A privately funded deep-sea research mission to explore an untouched layer beneath the Mariana Trench. I was one of 12 handpicked for the job. Engineers, biologists, techs, and me, a system specialist with years spent in submersible operation. The money was obscene. The secrecy even more so. We launched from a remote platform somewhere near Guam. The vessel, Argo 9, was state-of-the-art, reinforced titanium hull, nuclear-powered core, dual escape pods. It was built to withstand the crushing pressure of 13,000 meters below sea level. Our target, a thermocline barrier deep beneath the trench. Rumors circulated about a hidden ecosystem beneath it, shielded from the surface world since the age of dinosaurs. Rumors. We should have listened to them. The descent took 5 hours. Outside, nothing but ink and silence. But as we passed through the barrier layer, things changed. Colors returned. Movement. The external lights of the sub reflected off enormous, slowly drifting jellyfish, strange bioluminescent plants, and, just for a second, something massive, deeper still, that veered away before we could register it. We laughed it off, called it a whale, or a glitch, but something had seen us, and it had not turned away. Chapter 2. A Silent Alarm. About an hour after crossing into the hidden zone, we encountered our first real anomaly. A sonic boom fell through the hull like a gut punch. The seismic sensors went haywire. The engineers argued. Some claimed it was a tectonic shift. Others weren't so sure. We powered down to drift silently, trying not to draw attention. Then the sonar lit up. Not just one contact. Several. At first, we thought it was a school of massive fish. But one of them broke formation and passed beneath us. Its length was estimated at over 80 feet. It had no schooling behavior. It moved with purpose. Whatever it was hunting. A few of the crew whispered one word. Megalodon. I dismissed it. Too ridiculous. Too Hollywood. But an hour later, we lost communications with the surface. No warning. Just dead static. Then the lights began to flicker. Chapter 3. Contact. Came like a shadow. 1 second we were drifting silently, the next. Impact. The hull screamed. Everyone was thrown from their stations. The thing hit us from below, like a missile of flesh and rage. External cameras showed glimpses. Rows of teeth the size of dinner plates, eyes as black as the trench itself. Its body stretched beyond the lens frame. We stabilized, barely, but not before sustaining major damage to propulsion. One of the escape pods had been torn away. No one spoke. Not even the captain. We all knew then. We were inside its territory. And it didn't want us to leave. Chapter 4. Trapped. With communications down and the vessel too damaged to ascend, we were stuck. Argo 9's onboard AI ran projections. If we stayed where we were, oxygen would last 42 hours. We had to move, but carefully. Using the emergency thrusters, we limped toward a rocky outcropping to hide beneath it. There, the biologists discovered something chilling. Massive gouges in the stone, like claw marks. Deep. Deliberate. The megalodon wasn't alone. We started hearing strange noises at night, or what passed for night down there. Long, low moans. Clicks. Something tapping on the hull. As if it was learning us. Studying. Playing. Chapter 5. The First Gone. Marco, our sonar operator, went missing during a routine inspection of the sub's lower hull compartments. At first, we assumed he'd gotten lost, maybe panicked. But the security footage showed something else. The feed went static for 5 seconds. When it resumed, Marco was gone. No blood, no noise, just gone. Panic erupted. The captain declared an internal lockdown, sealing non-essential passages. Weapons, small, ineffective underwater flares and shotguns, were passed around. Then came the internal breach warning. Something inside the ship triggered the pressure sensors. It had gotten in. Chapter 6. The Inside Threat. We searched every inch of Argo 9. Nothing. No creature. No signs of a break. But the sense of being watched was unbearable. Then we found the tunnel. A small tear in the outer hull, hidden behind a ballast tank, led to a narrow maintenance shaft. Blood lined the walls. Too much for one person. Something had squeezed in through it. Something impossible. That night, Olivia screamed. We found her in her bunk, eyes wide, skin pale, body soaked. She was shaking uncontrollably, muttering about a second set of eyes behind the glass. Something not shaped like a shark. Something older. The Meg wasn't the only predator. It had opened a door. And something worse had followed. Chapter 7. Betrayal. Desperation breeds madness. Dr. Kencher, one of the mission leads, believed he could control it. Said it was a breakthrough, not a threat. He wanted to try and signal the creature using low-frequency sonar, claiming it might be intelligent. We voted no. He did it anyway. That's when the Meg returned. It slammed into us twice. Hard. Hull integrity dropped to 40%. One of the engineers was sucked out through a ruptured hatch. Her scream didn't last long. Kencher kept broadcasting. Until the lights died for good. Chapter 8. Descent. The emergency power kicked in, just enough to keep the core cool. But we were sinking, slowly but surely, into the trench's deepest pit, one the maps didn't even name. No one spoke. No one slept. Outside the viewport, something flickered. Not the Meg. This was larger. Unbelievably large. A shape beyond comprehension. It didn't move like a fish or a predator. It drifted. Observed. Some began praying. Others lost their minds. I wrote this journal in case I didn't make it. Because I wasn't sure if anything above would believe what was happening below. Chapter 9. Escape. 3 of us remained. We decided to risk it. The second escape pod still worked, but its launch bay had to be accessed manually. That meant exiting the sub and walking across the hull, exposed. We suited up, said our goodbyes, and opened the hatch. The trench was silent. Too silent. We made it halfway when the light behind us vanished. The Meg was back. It moved like a god, a monster made of hatred and hunger. But it didn't attack. It waited. Something else approached. The thing from the deep. Not a shark. Not anything known. A curtain of limbs and teeth, dragging itself through the dark. The Meg retreated. We didn't wait to see what followed. We launched. Chapter 10. Surface. We surfaced in the middle of the Pacific. A freighter picked us up 2 days later. They thought we were delirious. Kept us quarantined. Monitored. Deemed us traumatized. And dismissed most of what we said. But I know the truth. Something ancient lives below the thermocline. Something that wakes only when disturbed. And the Meg, what we feared most, was just a servant. A predator doing its job. Guarding the gate. I don't dive anymore. I don't even swim. But sometimes, when I close my eyes, I feel the cold. And I hear the tapping on the hull. It's still down there. Waiting. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. Please subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, give the video a like, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it with others who love a good scare. It helps us a lot and keeps the horrors coming.